Y'all remember the tip drill video where Nelly like slid the car through that girl booty? I've always wanted to do that. Greetings. What's going on? What's going on?
Please leave that in there.
So we got my main man. Well, who are you? You introduce yourself. You're an adult.
Me?
Yeah.
Brenan Hagensee?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. Hey, what's poppin', man? Hey, welcome, brother. So guys, I like to do these interviews sometimes with some of my superstar students, and my main man Brenan is coming here after. Well, what are we talking about today, man? What did you do? I want them to hear you say it.
Oh man. Whatever, did 4 months with Corey.
Yeah.
Went through his program.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty much you name it, we did it.
Yeah.
4 months. I can't remember the number that I dropped down in.
Yeah.
Those 4 months.
But I think if the record shows you lost 75 pounds in 4 months, all right, and then have gone on to since then lose 100, and I think it's about what we were like month 6 or something like that.
So just over 6 months
Yeah.
from really starting, and from my heaviest, I'm down 112, and then from starting your program, I think it's like 105, 107 maybe.
Yeah. But who's counting, right? Yeah. You know, I love to do these talks because I want to give people just sort of the insider perspective of what it's like to go through a transformation like that. And I guess for you, man, like take us back. Like, what was your health and fitness like before, you know, even starting this journey with me, man?
Like fitness level of where I was at 6 months ago?
Yeah, where was you at? What
Holy
was it like?
cow.
Take us in the time machine.
I can't say it was non-existent because I tried doing it on my own in October, November, and we started in May.
Yeah.
And so I was able to lose 20 pounds in like a month and a half on my own.
Yeah.
Then I put some back on. So that's when we kind of got in contact.
Yeah.
And so during that time period while we were talking and everything, I was doing some workouts. But fitness level, I mean, basically entry level.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
Because I spent a long time in the gym 10 years before that, or 8 years before that.
So you had some experience, like it wasn't your first time.
Yeah. You know, mostly knew all the movements, knew what I was doing. I mean, I had like 4 or 5 years of pretty hard lifting.
Yeah. Yes.
And that went to nothing. I mean, I'm talking, you know, going to do laundry in my basement, carrying up, not holding on to a rail, and I'm out of breath. You know, like we just talked about, like I wouldn't get on a ladder. Like I wouldn't do anything like that. Fitness level, you know, people, go for a walk, go for a jog. No, I'm comfortable. I'm on my couch. I'm good. I want to go for a walk.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty entry level. And then before I even like, you know, October, November, it just didn't exist.
Didn't exist. Okay. And so you know, the October, November happens, and you said you did lose some weight, just kind of, you know.
Yeah, I dropped 20 pounds. Started going to that gym.
Yeah.
You know, anywhere from 3 to 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Kind of the same way, you know, we're doing things where I'd,
you
know, concentrate on, you know, whether it was like, I typically did like chest and back, and then I would maybe do like shoulders and arms and core, and then like legs another day.
So you were just
walk on the treadmill. So I was kind of winging it.
He was winging it.
But I was trying to get back into what I was doing beforehand.
Yeah.
10 years ago, but out of shape.
I see. And I guess what sort of sparked you to say, hey, I want to, you know, look at possibly making a change and, you know, doing something different?
Because I realized I need a full-fledged lifestyle change.
Why is that? Like, why'd you say that?
I drank a lot.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine how big I was if I didn't have I got to 345, that was my biggest.
Right.
And I sat at 345 for months, if not a year.
Right.
because I had a lot of knowledge of what to be putting in my body and dieting and exercising and everything like that from the years that I did it previously.
Okay.
To where my food intake wasn't terrible.
Wasn't terrible, yeah.
And then it eventually got bad because I didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
But when I did care, my food habits were on point, but the alcohol was where the calories came from. So, I mean, literally keeping the exact same eating practices that I did, but going from not drinking to, I went, I think, 40, 45 days, 100% sober from that October, November range.
Yeah.
I basically went from October 1st until Thanksgiving, a year ago.
Yeah.
And that's when I dropped like 25 pounds in 7 weeks or something like that, just by cutting out alcohol.
So like
but eating and working out,
yeah,
boom, fell off.
Yeah.
And as soon as Thanksgiving hit, maybe it was Christmas, I don't even know, but a holiday hit, and I was like, all right. And then the wheels came off. So.
Yeah. Okay, so the wheels come off, right? And so you've already sort of seen some successes, and that happens. And I guess what was the thing that made you say, hey, I want to look into, maybe starting this program and look into, what I was doing?
I was already following you.
Okay.
YouTube, Instagram.
Okay.
I don't have no TikTok, so I could.
Yeah. Well, they about to get banned anyway.
Oh, okay. Sucks for you, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good. They banned me a long time ago. They obviously don't fuck with me, right? You know what I'm saying? But so you were watching the content, right?
Yeah, picking up on tips, tricks. I'm pretty sure I was kind of implementing all those into that October, November.
Okay. So some of that stuff, it sounds like some of that stuff actually helped somewhat to lose that first initial 25 on your own.
Yeah, and if it wasn't something that I picked up and tried and implemented, it reassured me what I am doing is correct. And then, then comes the holidays and the New Year.
Right.
And, some dark times. So I finally just said, it's time to wave the white flag and ask for help.
Yeah. And I guess like asking for help, right? Because that's a big step. Like a lot of guys, they don't do it or a bit nervous too. It's a lot of ego sort of things. I guess what was your thought process, making that initial step to reach out for help?
I mean, you ever seen Bar Rescue on...
Nah, man, walk me through it, man.
John Tapper on Spike or whatever it's called? So whatever. Yeah, someone owns a bar, manages a bar, whatever.
Yeah.
And John Tapper is this big Hollywood bar science guy.
Yeah.
And, he does what you do, but instead of a human's body, he does it to restaurants and bars.
He remakes the restaurant.
And he teaches them what they need to be successful long term to maintain success.
Right.
And it literally kind of felt like that.
Okay.
Give me the program, give me the training, give me everything that I need, teach me, let me do it, but I'm here, you're here for me if I need the support. And it was just kind of a no-brainer. And there's other people out there, but I didn't have the connection. And one of the biggest things is, you drop 50 pounds in 5 months, or like, to have some sort of connection like that with a fitness coach, it's unbelievable. I mean,
how did that affect your journey?
Just knowing that you have probably felt a lot of the things that I felt.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the fitness trainers that are out there in the world, not all of them, but there are quite a few out there that started working out when they were 15, 16 with no body fat, and they maintain that their entire life.
Exactly.
They don't know what we're going through.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't know what the next person is going through. And now they know how to teach it and be successful. It's a different thing. Yeah. So that was a big part of it.
I see. And so, all right, so now you sort of have that, you have the perspective, you have the game plan. I guess what was some of the biggest challenges that you saw, like sort of going through your initial journey of making the changes, man?
On the program?
Yeah.
Definitely with
That's not a dog barking, guys. That's his phone.
Go put that on silent. Yeah, I probably should.
Yeah,
but
well, I guess
I don't think there were too many crazy like. Put it this way: I got to a point where if something doesn't change, it's bad news.
Yeah.
So I realized from us talking before and before I ended up signing up for the program that I can trust this guy, and what he tells me, I'm going to follow. If it's not working, we're going to find that out. If it is working, we're going to stick with it, or we're going to ramp it up like we did.
We did.
I mean, you threw something at me, I said, let's go.
Yeah.
And if you can take it, cool. If you need to back off, I mean, there were some things that we did where we did need to back off.
Right.
But I wasn't at a point to question it anymore.
Right.
I spent 37 years, spent a long time where something needed to change. So
yeah,
I was not the person to doubt it.
I feel that. No, that's real. That's real to be able to realize that it takes a lot. And I guess now on the other side of that, what's life been like now that you have made that change and sort of, met those challenges head on?
It's a whole nother world.
How so?
I mean, I bought a house 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Moved in. Never fully unpacked. I mean, I still have boxes in my closet.
Yeah. You got a lot of shit up in there, huh? Yeah.
No, actually, the house is pretty empty.
I got you.
I bought way too much of a house for a single dude.
Yeah. Ladies, he's single? No, go ahead.
And it was, anyway. So I'm going through, boxes and everything like that, and I never had any ambition to pull them out because a lot of the stuff I packed up were clothes from years ago. I mean, like back when Biggest Loser was on and it was huge. I bought a T-shirt from, it was like Bob Harper, one of the trainers. He was wearing it,
right.
And it says like 2 days on, 1 day off, or maybe 3 days on, 1 day off, 365.
Yeah.
No off seasons. I think I wore it like 3 times. But I held on to it.
Right.
Because one day,
yeah.
I fit in it.
Yeah.
So, just incorporating clothes like back into my wardrobe, not being ashamed of who I am.
Yeah.
I mean, compliments, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Confidence, just walking around. I mean,
I remember you said that people didn't even believe that you did it naturally because you had lost so much so rapidly.
People still don't.
Yeah.
No, people still don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at work Thursday or Friday of just this past week.
Yeah.
I was at work and one of the designers on the design team came in.
Yeah.
And so I walked into the break room to ask a question, and there was 4 people sitting down at the table.
Right.
And one of them was the designer, and he literally looked at me and he's like, you're turning into nothing. Like, what are you doing? He's like, I never wanted to ask because I didn't want to, either put you on the spot or make you feel uncomfortable. But now I need to know, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, are you taking the shots or whatever? And another girl actually stood up and said, absolutely not. She's like, no, my fiance is taking the shot. He's doing it the real way, and he's dieting and exercising. And look where this has gotten him, and look where it's got my fiance.
Yeah. What'd that feel like, man?
That exact interaction has happened so much now.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, no joke. It's.
Yeah.
I think just at work alone. I mean, I've got a coworker and then my coworker's fiance that have taken either Ozempic or another variant of it, and whether they had success or not.
Yeah.
I had someone at work to my face just not go about it the way that guy did.
Yeah.
Just simply like ask, oh, you taking a shot? Like first question right out of the get-go.
Yeah.
And I told you about this. Like,
Right.
I got mad.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like,
try to discredit your work, man.
Like I did not take the
Yeah.
easy way because, I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at it. Like, yes, it's science. We're losing weight. It's curbing. I just watched a thing on like whatever about it, and it's giving you the satiating factor that everyone's looking for, and it's doing the science of what it's supposed to do, but it doesn't teach you anything. Yeah. So you do it for 3 months. You lose 40, 50 pounds or whatever. What happens when your appetite comes back?
Yeah,
You're going to take that for the rest of your life?
Yeah. What made you decide to go the natural route, man? Because that's always an available option for most people.
Because I know it could. I like a challenge. I like doing things that people say can't be done.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I mean, I've kind of had that philosophy for, stupid shit. And a lot of it, egotistical and stuff like that. Like, I don't get like that with like weightlifting because what's the point?
Yeah.
But like my real passion is baseball.
Yeah.
And so I played a lot of softball.
Right.
I've recently stopped playing softball in the past couple of years and focused on this and I got out of shape. And,
right.
But, like we'd pull up to the field and, it kind of just got to a point where I played at a sort of high level.
Yeah.
And we'd pull up to the field, wind would be blowing in, wind would be blowing out, or I'd say the wind's blowing out, everyone's like, oh, we're hitting home runs all day. Cool, whatever, home run. You hit a freaking giant yellow ball coming at you like this. Congratulations.
Yeah, right.
And then the wind's blowing in 30, 40 miles an hour.
Right.
And you're like, oh man, no one's hitting a home run today.
Yeah.
Watch me.
Watch me do it. And I remember you said you've been able to actually get back out there, this past season and actually play again, right?
I had a real cool Sunday.
Yeah.
I've been doing it. I play in a 30 and older league.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of people are like, oh, you play baseball? Yeah, whatever. Right. It's fun. It's passion.
Yeah.
You go golfing. I mean, I golf too, whatever. But like, you go golfing on a Saturday or Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. I go play baseball.
Yeah.
Well, I started playing when I was 28 years old in a 30 and older league. They let you just can't pitch or catch.
Right.
And so I said, all right, cool, whatever. I can play outfield, infield, whatever.
Yeah.
And so then I hit 30. I started pitching. I started doing everything. I loved it. Just completely fell in love with the game again.
Right.
And so I'm like, Rye, my brother, I'm like, dude, just get out here, come play with us. Yeah. So we needed a sub. He came in, he subbed. He hadn't played baseball in like 15 years or something like that. And, he wasn't great, but again, same thing. He's like, this is fun.
Yeah.
So, next thing you know, next season or whatever came around, he's playing full time. And I was playing full time, but we never really, he was still kind of getting used to playing the game again.
Yeah.
Well, 7 years later, he's one of the best pitchers in the league.
Oh.
And here's me, out of shape, but I was a college catcher, caught my whole life.
Yeah.
I want you to catch me. Nah, man.
Yeah.
Come on. This night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Sunday, but catch me, catch a bullpen. No. I tried catching a couple summers ago. Yeah. Damn near had a heat stroke and passed out. Afraid I was going to the hospital.
That was
so I'm
back
like,
then, though.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So then we have a Sunday. Delivery?
Yeah, it's the food. You can keep it rolling. It was just... Greetings.
Please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So yeah, Sunday, beautiful day. It was like 70 degrees out. Sun's out. And he's like, so you gonna catch me? And I said, well, we just had 5 people go down with injuries the night before. It was one of those days where it was like 70, 80 degrees, and like the next night was like 32, and we're out there playing ball.
Yeah.
So we had like 2 pulled hamstrings. We had one guy that like ruptured his calf or something.
Yeah.
And, just quick jerky movements when you're standing there freezing.
Right.
And we're not 20 years old anymore.
Things are a little different when you get over 30.
I got a guy on my team that's like 64.
Damn.
But yeah, so that was like a Wednesday night. Sunday we needed catcher. I said, whatever, I'll put on the gear. If I can do 2 innings, 3 innings, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Caught all 7 innings.
All 7 innings.
And I talked about how 7 years ago or 8 years ago, like it reignited like my fuel for baseball and really loving it.
Yeah.
Being able to do that.
You think you'd have been able to do that 100 pounds ago?
Not a chance. And like I got home that night.
Yeah.
And like my brother called me because he wanted to kind of like go over the game.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm like, I don't know if this is a thing. I have no idea. Maybe Vegas does it. But I need to find a place that in the winter I can fly out and play.
Yeah.
Whether it's a weekend, a tournament.
Right. Yeah. What does that feel like to be able to like have that option again, man? How did you, put yourself in a position, from a fitness perspective to be able to do it again, to get your passion back?
It's good. I mean, it feels, I earned it.
Yeah.
And then 2, on top of that, I thought I silenced my phone.
Yeah, sorry. The dog's barking ain't the worst thing that ever happened, man.
It just makes it like that much better. Because I didn't do this for anyone else. That was another thing that someone at work asked me. He's like, the same designer on Thursday or Friday, and he's like, so who's the girl? You do this for a girl? And I'm like, nope. It's all about me, my battle, just being better.
There you go.
Just being better every day.
What would you say to somebody who's maybe struggling or maybe wants help and just kind of, skeptical to even reach out? Like what would you say to that person?
Don't hesitate. You and only you know if and when you're ready. There's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of things you can try. There's a lot of things that work. But for something like this, you can't halfway do it. You have to be ready. Unfortunately, some people might need to get to that level to where they're ready, which is scary for some people, but if you are there, you only have great things to look for. Yeah, you're going to go through pain. Yeah, it's going to hurt. But you're miserable sitting on the couch thinking about it. Every minute that you just sit there and it goes by. I mean, for me, it was, same thing that everybody does. Pour another drink, start Monday. Pour another drink, start Monday. Oh, next thing you know, it's like, it's Monday. I don't feel like doing it. Let's do it for the first of the month. You just put it off and you put it off. Why? Well, okay, maybe it's because you're not ready. Maybe it's because you're thinking about other stuff. But what I can say is taking that initial step and at least just consulting you and talking to you. I had my guard up so high thinking like, I don't really even know what I was thinking. I had my guard up. I wasn't ready. Yeah. And just talking to you and getting a level of comfort with you made it that much easier for me to go all in. And you, like I said, whether it's with you or whether it's with anybody, you step on that scale and you see whether it's 1 pound, half a pound, whether it's 0 pounds going down, there are so many factors that create satisfaction in what we're doing and what you're teaching, that it's not just about pounds falling off. I mean, I've had weeks where I think I went on like 4 weeks of not losing more than a half pound.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I saw weights going up. I saw shoulders kind of starting to pop. Saw waist starting to trim down. I'd sit there and I'd look at my transformation photos and I'd go back 2 weeks, exact same weight, noticeable difference. You know, the way the appetite kind of works, I mean, like, yeah, you're eating in calorie deficit, but when you eat clean, the volume is outrageous. At the beginning, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't, like, we were talking in the car on the way to the gym or on the way home from the gym, and I'm sitting here telling you how I can eat 13 eggs on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
You know, you look at bodybuilders who eat 20, 40 in a sitting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You asked me a year ago, I'd have like, and for me, because I already had those eating habits from weightlifting 10 years ago and doing my diet, like, 6, maybe 8.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I always mess around and joke with my dad, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to have an egg this morning. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. How do you even function off that? Yeah.
He makes a pancake and like a egg, and I'm just like, or an egg.
Eating circles around him.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, there's so many satisfying factors that contribute to the whole thing. Like I said, just the transformation itself, the weight, the things you can do, the amount of activities. Like, I've recently kind of encountered in the past couple of weeks, a different problem that most people, I wasn't expecting.
What's the problem?
The problem is, now I'm able to do so many things. Time management has gotten difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I got new problems. Yeah.
So, I mean, I went 4-5 months of eat, sleep, train. This is my priority. Yeah, I went to work. Yeah, I did stuff at work. Yeah, I would still go but my number one priority was this. And now I set out a goal of lose 100 pounds. I've set multiple smaller goals down the road.
Yeah.
Or, you know, along the road,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
But ultimately it was, I hit 345. I never want to see that number again.
Right.
I was 245 playing college baseball in possibly the best shape I've ever been in.
Right.
I'm lighter than that now.
Yeah.
I've hit my goal. Now I have other goals that obviously I
Right.
want to work to. But the initial goal that I set out on, I hit. And so I'm kind of still doing what I need to do to make progress. But it is not my number one goal right now.
Yeah. So it sounds like you was able to really focus in intently for that amount of time, get a massive change. And now it's about what's that next goal for you. Yeah.
And like I said, the past few weeks is, you know, if I don't hit the gym 6 days a week, 4 was good enough.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean,
I like that perspective, because one thing that I hear a lot is guys feel like you have to be consumed with this amount of intensity forever. And I think what you just said is a beautiful depiction of really, if you just lock in for a segmented period of time and you just stay focused, the momentum will carry you into where you see a massive transformation. And then after that, you can sort of coast a little bit.